Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Sew Yourself a Capsule Wardrobe. I'm Deb and today I'll be looking at all the indie patterns you can use instead of using New Look 6217. So if that interests you, stay watching. We were on holiday last weekend and I didn't do any sewing obviously because we were away in the caravan. What I did do was watch quite a few YouTube sewing channels, and one of those was Stitch, Rip, Repeat, which features a lovely lady called Helen. Helen had made a video where she was looking at all the outfits that she'd worn in Me Made May 2023, and I did notice that she'd worn a top that features in New Look 6217 quite a lot in different fabrics, but she'd worn it quite a lot, and she said it was the first thing that she'd made when she came back to sewing. So of course the first thing I did when we got back was look in my very large pattern stash to see if I had New Look 6217, and I didn't. I was really quite disappointed because it looks a really straightforward, simple and easy to wear top, and it can be made in either woven fabric or stretch fabrics. Of course I was on a mission. I was looking for an indie pattern that was just like New Look 6217. And I've come up with 10 alternatives. So in this video, I'm going to quickly go through all the 10 alternatives that I found, and then I'm going to tell you the 5 I'm going to try and make and see how they compare with each other. Now, let me just explain that the reason I wanted to find an indie pattern that was similar to the top, the New Look top, is that I don't actually like the big 4 patterns on me at all. They seem not to be drafted for my shape, and I find the indie patterns often give a better drafting and a better overall fit, and often offer lots of different variations. Now, just for comparison purposes, the New Look pattern that I'm referring to covers a size range of, I need to look at my computer, sizes 10 to 22. It's printed on tissue paper, and I don't think there's a PDF alternative, although there might be on the Simplicity website, but to be honest, I haven't checked that for you. Although I do think that this particular pattern covers all the sizes in one paper envelope, although please correct me if I'm wrong with that. Just for comparison purposes, the pattern doesn't just only have the top. It has a skirt, a pair of trousers, and a dolman type little jacket that goes over the top. As far as the top is concerned, it has a grown-on sleeve and kind of a boat neckline. So they were the features that I was looking for when I looked for the indie patterns. So let's get on with the patterns that I found. The first one on my list is the Sinclair Patterns Cachet Top. It has a grown-on sleeve and more of a round neck, but it has a relaxed fit and a shaped hem. The pattern also allows you to do some colour blocking. Sized from US, let me just check, 0 to US 30, which is extra small to 4XL. So it does have a far bigger range than the New Look pattern has. Now, bearing in mind that the Sinclair Jolie vest top is my favourite vest top of all time, this is certainly a pattern that I would really like to try. So that is going to be on my wish list straight away. The Sinclair pattern is a paid for pattern, and it costs around $10 or maybe about £9 in British currency. The second pattern that I found that was very similar to the New Look pattern is the Kirsten Kimono Tee by Maria Denmark, which I do actually have. It's a free pattern, and you can get this free by subscribing to the Maria Denmark email list. It again has, I'm going to put my glasses on for this, it has the grown-on sleeve, and it has a slightly more boat type neckline on that rather than the scoop neck of the cachet. It's in sizes extra small to 4XL again, from bust 31.5 inches to 50 3/8 inches. So again, that covers a really good size range. It has a straight hem, this pattern, and it doesn't have a shaped hem, but obviously if you wanted to shape it, you could draw in the shaped hemline if you so desired. So that is pattern number 2. Pattern number 3 is the Pattern Emporium Crush on Me tee, and again it has a grown on sleeve and it has 2 necklines. It either has a scoop neckline or a more shallow boat neckline, and it has either a shaped hem or a straight hem. Now the additional variation to this pattern is it also has either a plain back or a pleated back, and you can make this top into a dress as well. So there are lots and lots of variations with this pattern. It's only for stretch fabrics, and I should say that the Maria Denmark pattern 2, is also only for stretch fabrics. And pattern number 1, the cachet top, is also for stretch fabrics only, whereas the New Look pattern can be made in woven or stretch. So I'll be coming to that little. Size range is from extra small to extra large, but I believe it is quite a loose fitting top anyway. Now Pattern Emporium also has pattern number 4 in my top 10 picks. It's called the Carefree Cuffed Tee, and like the name suggests, it has a cuff on the sleeve. It's a grown on sleeve once again, so it's easy for beginners, and you can either have the cuff, just a normal straight cuff, or a twisted cuff, which is another great little twist on the pattern. You can either have a high scoop neck, a lower scoop neck, you can have 3 lengths, and if you so desire, you can have an elasticated bottom as well. You don't have to have a loose hem. You can have elastic in the hem to make it gathered, or you can have the shaped hem. That's pattern number 4. Just to add there that the Pattern Emporium patterns, the Crush on Me tee and the Carefree Cuff tee, are both paid for patterns, and they are £8 each in British currency. Number 5 on our list is an itch to stitch pattern. It's the Itch to Stitch Uvita top, which is actually a long sleeve top. Now I looked at the armhole on this, and it is a dropped armhole or arm side. So if you were to make it sleeveless without the sleeves, you might be able to copy the New Look pattern, but I honestly don't know. I haven't seen any Uvita tops that have no sleeves, that are sleeveless, and I don't know if it really would be a good substitute. However, it is a free pattern, so you could always give it a whirl if you wanted to. Now on to 2 paper patterns I actually have in my pattern stash. I'm not sure whether these are PDF patterns that can be downloaded. They are paid for patterns, and they are both from the Simple Sew company, which again is an independent pattern company. I have 1 woven and 1 stretch pattern. The stretch pattern is the Shannon, oops, can you see that? There we go. The Shannon pattern of the Shannon collection, and I've actually made this pattern before, and it is it's a lovely pattern, although I would lengthen mine if I made this again. It has the grown on sleeves again, and kind of a high slash, it's kind of a slash neck, it's a high round neck really, and you can make the dress as well. I'll pop a graphic on there because I don't think you can see the pattern too well, or the pattern details too well. The sizes are from size 6 to 20, so it's a bust 32.5 to 47.5. But like I said, that is a paper pattern, so, and it's paid for, and the paid for paper patterns are about £10 each from Simple Sew, and that's for the stretch fabric. For woven fabric, I have the Sophia top and skirt. Now this is the top I was thinking of. It's obviously just got a facing and the armholes are just finished there. They don't have a band on them like the Shannon does, and it is quite short. So if I was making this myself, I would have to lengthen it, but that is for woven fabrics. The sizes on this pattern are from size 8 to 20, a 33-inch bust to a 45-inch bust. And again, that's a paid for pattern from the Simple Sew. Another pattern I already have, this is pattern number 8, I believe, is the Laura dress, tunic and top from Rebecca Page Patterns. This one here. As you can see, it's got the grown on sleeve and it's got, a wider boat neck. Now this is the dress pattern and you can see that it's very, very short. There's a tunic length, like I said, and a top pattern. Now I've made this up for myself and I made the dress, which is short at the front. It's got a high-low hemline, but you could actually make the top straight at the front and straight at the bottom, whichever length you decide to make. The sizes for the Laura are, let me just find it on here. It's from extra, extra small to 5XL. That is their old style of sizing. It now goes from 1 to 15, I believe. So the size range has expanded. But the original pattern that I have went from 30-inch bust to 54-inch bust. So again, it's a good range of sizes. The other thing about this pattern is that it can be made in either stretch or woven fabric. So again, you do have that versatility. I made mine in a woven viscose and the dress is quite loose. So if you want a more fitted top or fitted dress, I would suggest going down a size for this pattern. So that is pattern number 9 is the Skullduggery dress and top from Sewing Revival. I don't have this pattern, but it does range from sizes, let me just check on the computer screen, small, which is a New Zealand 6, to an extra large, which is up to a New Zealand 22. However, there are 4 sizes that you can choose from in this pattern, so it's a good idea to make sure you do buy the correct one for your own measurements. I would have to blend sizes, so I'd end up having to buy 2 patterns for this. So it's not as flexible as other patterns that I've covered already. However, the pattern has a lot of features. You can either have a short going-on sleeve, with a turn-up, or a long sleeve. The sleeve is stitched into the armhole. You can have a top, a dress, or a long sleeve top, and you can actually use both wovens and stretch fabrics in this pattern. Now I believe you have to have stretch for, it's either the back or the front, I'm not entirely sure, but you can mix and match the wovens and stretch together as long as you have a stretch component in your garment. It's a paid for pattern once again, and it costs around £8 And my final pattern, pattern 10. It's a pattern from Wardrobe by Me Patterns, and it was called the Daisy Dolman, and now it's called the Easy T-shirt. This pattern you can make in both woven and stretch fabrics. It has, again, the grown on sleeve. It has a couple of different necklines. One is a round neckline, one's a V neckline. One is also the woven, if you use woven fabric, it's a faced neckline. It's easy fit. You can also have a long sleeve in there as well. So you can make a short sleeved t-shirt or a long sleeved jumper type garment. It is a paid for pattern. It costs £11. The sizes are 0 to 24, which is a 30-inch bust to a 50-inch bust. So it has a really good size range. And again, it does have the capabilities of being made up in a woven fabric or a stretch fabric, and it's a very easy fit t-shirt again. Okay, so which of the 10 patterns have I decided to test run? I'm going to choose to stitch the Sinclair Cachet top, the Maria Denmark Kristin Kimono top, the Pattern Emporium Crush on Me tee, the Pattern Emporium Carefree Cuffed tee, and also the Simple Sew Shannon top. Now, I'm very aware that they're all stretch fabrics, aren't they? So I might well pop in a woven pattern as well. I might substitute one of those. I don't have all the patterns. You've seen that I have the Maria Denmark pattern, and I've also got the Shannon top pattern from Simple Sew. But the other patterns, the Cachet top and the 2 Pattern Emporium tops, I will have to buy myself. Oh, I could make this, couldn't I? Because that's a woven. I've made this in a woven fabric before, so I can make that as a woven pattern. So yeah, I might throw that one into the mix as well. So yeah, I'm going to make this one up first of all. It's the Maria Denmark top in, I've got some black cotton lycra here. I had it in my Tia Nights, whoops, remnants bundle a few months ago. So that's the garment I'm going to make first. Hopefully I'll make it this weekend. I'm going to see Mum next week, so hopefully I'll have 2 pairs of trousers ready for her as well. I'm actually going to set aside some time for some sewing this weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to show you some finished items, which will be really exciting. So yeah, until next time, happy sewing. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, because it really does help me to be seen. Until next time, happy sewing. Bye bye.